What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be doing a trade recap. I'm going to show my P&L before we get into the recap. I did get trailed in profit, and this is what I ended up with. So yeah, let's get right into the trade recap from the Discord like always. Okay, and I said this morning, super bullish draw on liquidity for today, and there has been nothing stopping that. Again, today is super simple. I really only want to look for longs because they are so obvious and probable. If we do end up getting a setup, be careful with targeting the second draw on liquidity because NQ does not have that due to SMT. Under that, today looks amazing, and it was. So I, for the first time ever, ended up taking a pre-market trade, and this was pretty much my entry, targeting right here, and I'm going to go over why I took this. So yeah, on the 1 hour time frame, we were super obviously bullish, displacing towards my draw on liquidity for the day, and there was nothing stopping us, right? This was literally what we had right here, and then on ES we had a draw a little bit higher, and we didn't have that due to SMT on Nasdaq, but it was super obvious. ES was displacing super heavy and nice. Everything looked super clean and clear, so I just went ahead and entered pre-market with a protected stop loss, which was, it was just around here, and then my stop loss was under these lows that were accumulated because if we really truly were going to go higher, no matter if I took the trade pre-market or if I took the trade a little bit before or after market open, this should TP just because of the bullish structure, right? We're coming up here making higher highs and higher lows, continuing, and if you just enter with the protected stop, you should TP, right? But I was in this trade for a while because of the ES SMT, right? This is when we took the draw right here, and so we came down a little bit, had that reaction. I was trailing in profit under these lows because I didn't want to, end up getting stopped out by a bearish market candle. I don't know if I just heard that barking spider, but yeah, I didn't want to get trailed out by that. Let's say the market opened bearish, I didn't want to get trailed out, so I put my stop loss under these lows, right? I kept trailing while I was in profit, so I moved it up to here. I moved it up to here at a point, right? Because we had to hold this gap, and then finally when we were displacing up like this, or whatever, I don't know where it was. I think it was like probably around here. Is when I was right here, and then I got trailed in profit, and then just decided to get off the day earlier. I do think that some of you guys took something like this, which is like kind of like a pattern trade to me. I think there was another draw up here somewhere. Very pattern trade. It took forever to get this retrace, and then the displacement was like one random candle. Again, we ended up chopping. It was kind of like the trade that I took yesterday, guys, where I was talking about how it was like a pattern trade because we were in that gap for so long and we didn't have a good reaction. But yeah, some of y'all entered like right here, stops under here. Again, super risky. We didn't really have a great reaction, and then you guys would end up getting BE anyways. And then that is really it that I saw for today. Again, we have three options when taking a draw on liquidity. We can take a draw on liquidity and just displace past it. We can take a draw on liquidity and chop, or we can take a draw on liquidity and we reverse. Today we took a draw on liquidity and then we chopped for the rest of the day. There was no direction ever since then. And then if you look at the 15-minute, you can also see that. The 5-minute also shows. Everything is showing that that was our option for today, so this was our main draw. But yeah, other than that, that is all that I have for today. Let me know if you guys have any questions about any trades that I didn't go over. And let me know anything in the Discord. So yeah, see you later.